What's actually happening with Virat Kohli? मतलब इतना struggle at home against spin, left arm spin. What do you make of it?
21 of his last 26 innings, he's been dismissed by spinners in Asia. Speaks a lot about his struggle. But more than the struggle, Sahil, today I think was the way he was dismissed.
Yeah.
That's not what we expect of a player of his caliber. He looked as stunned. I think anybody who was in the stadium today would have been like gobsmacked by what happened. Uh, that sense of how do you put it? The doubt is not what you expect from the thing. It's a full toss. I mean, it was you knew. I mean, it is a home pitch, so you can't say you didn't know what the conditions were. These were conditions which were chosen by all. And when somebody like uh, Virat gets dismissed like that, I thought it kind of opened up so much for these guys, the New Zealanders, to come back.
Yeah. No, gobsmacked is the word you used. I welcome Nitin on that note. Nitin,
Thank you.
were you surprised or did you expect this to happen today in Pune? Let's put it out this way. जब तक नहीं करेंगे तो बात बनेगी कैसे? And you can't drop these players. You can't tell these players to do anything. The BCCI secretary said that they don't want to send them to Dilip Trophy कि injury का risk ना हो. We sent them for a pointless 3 ODIs in Sri Lanka. I don't know to send a message to who. कि वो 3 ODIs का मेरे को अभी तक रेलेवेंस और कॉन्टेक्ट समझ आ नहीं रहा कि ऐसा प्लानिंग चैंपियंस का सॉरी ब्रॉडकास्टर प्रेशर फिर तो उस लिहाज से तो इनको T20 भी नहीं रिटायर करना चाहिए था इनको दे शुड हैव प्लेड फॉर डोंकी मोर इयर्स जस्ट टू काइंड ऑफ बट द पॉइंट नितिन इज कि मतलब if you don't address this now you're just waiting for them to come back to runs, right? That's what you did with Virat Kohli for 2 years and when he finally came good on that Pata in Ahmedabad. मतलब जहां पे you wanted a draw वरना वहां पे भी आपको lively pitch मिलता but इंदौर की माइनफील्ड के बाद you wanted a true wicket. That's why you played in Ahmedabad. Gill got 100, Virat got 100. Virat missed the 5 tests due to personal reasons. South Africa he looked good but the big runs didn't come. तो वो look good के ऊपर मतलब ये दुकान कब तक चालू रहेगा कि look good. Rohit Sharma shows intent, but the runs aren't coming, right? You see Joe Root, what he's doing. You see other players, what they're doing. That consistency, when will that rope end? Because now we have to take those turn steps, right? अभी KL राहुल का कल हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे आज मैं और नंबर्स देखा वो 35 का एवरेज का जब मैं पूरा स्प्लिट किया that average has been appalling in Australia and we still want him to go to BGT. He averages 20 in Australia. So, Nitin, is it time to take those tough calls now? Because Abhi, we are playing too much to the gallery as far as these elephants are concerned, and we are collecting a herd right now. Can we afford to take that herd of elephants to Australia?
I think we have. I think the Wankhede is a good place. We have seen legendary farewells at the Wankhede, and I think it's time for 4 farewells at the Wankhede.
Call them out, please.
Virat, Rohit, Ashwin, and Jadeja. I think we acknowledge that yes, they've had a great run, but I think it's time that I'm making a big call here, but not qualifying for the WTC, as I said, will be a blessing in disguise because that will allow you a 2.5-year run to build a team for the next World Test Championship. Because this run has lasted too long, and I don't really want to look at that 100 in Port of Spain, or whatever, or that 100 in Ahmedabad, because for me the joy that Virat Kohli has given us pre 2019 has been too much, and yes, he's still probably a very, very good one-day batsman, but when under serious examination of technique, I think on spinning pitches especially, and what is worrying is these collapses are happening now at home too, which I think requires serious look at, and I think it's time to give like what happened. You saw a churn after the 2012 loss to England. When you gave chances to Ajinkya Rahane, Cheteshwar Pujara obviously played that series, but you had guys come in And also after the 2012, 2011, 2012 4-0 whipping that we got in Australia, Lakshman and Dravid made way. That's how you got the other players coming. And I think now it's the time to, there could be a silver lining here, even
Yeah.
if this series, as painful as this series loss might appear. But I think there could be a silver lining where we can maybe blood in some deserving players from the domestic scene.
Domestic scene is a word kind of repeated far too often, right? When we talk about Indian cricket, but are we actually taking domestic cricket that seriously? I was just reading a piece right now. About 50 cricketers, 50 marquee cricketers are right now not playing the domestic season because the scheduling is such that most are playing emerging trophy, most are on India A duty, some
Yeah,
are with
yeah.
the Indian Test squad. So domestic cricket का cream तो कुछ रहा ही नहीं, मतलब वो तो फटा हुआ दूध रह गया एक तरीके से अभी. तो domestic cricket कोई खेलना नहीं चाहता, दिलीप ट्रॉफी को खेलना नहीं चाहता. So are we using these series just to get back into the red ball mode, right? अभी रोहित विराट के पास opportunity था वो दिलीप ट्रॉफी खेलने का, वो नहीं खेला, ODI series खेला. But I just don't want to sound like a broken record over and over again saying the same thing. Manuja, I'll put you in that spot again. Nitin has kind of addressed those elephants. Do you think it's time to do that? Because we just can't keep making scapegoats like KL Rahul. Why I say scapegoat? Because he's the most convenient option to do, to just to send a message कि KL को drop कर दो, तो देखो हमने तो stern stand ले लिया, जो perform नहीं कर रहा वो नहीं खेल रहा. But you are still not addressing the bigger things. And we've spoken about the Border Gavaskar Trophy at home against Australia. I still feel had Akshar Patel not scored those runs, we would have lost that series.
Yeah.
Akshar Patel to me was the MVP in that series with the bat. Otherwise, our batting has been a royal disappointment at home, even in that series. और अहमदाबाद के पाटा को तो हटा ही दो. वहां तो मतलब आप ख्वाजा को भी बीट नहीं कर पा रहे थे, तो वो तो आप छोड़ ही दो, मतलब वो विकेट तो हटा दो. पहला 3 टेस्ट में अक्सर रन ना करता तो वो भी गेम सेट मैच हो चुका था. So when do we?
यहाँ पे भी ना साहिल, this was an Akshar
Yeah.
Patel pitch. Yeah? This was an
Yeah.
Akshar Patel pitch.
But Nitin, same problem, right? You got in a Washington Sundar. You did the
Yeah.
convenient thing by dropping Kuldeep Yadav, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't do the braver thing by dropping Ravindra Jadeja, because you know that Akshar could have been more helpful with his height and the revs he would generate. As you mentioned, that slowing down of the shoulder, probably not generating enough revs on the ball. But no
Yeah.
one is going to take those tough calls, right? Even when we have a tough coach like Gautam Gambhir.